actually doing a voiceover. I have caught up and kind of gone past where I need to be for the gel printing challenge because I wanted to get some time for some other things like my collage sheets and putting out some full page videos using those. So that is what I'm doing here in this video. I've only been using them so far on, like I said, the gel printing challenge, which is like 5.5 by 5.5. So you're really limited in what you can do, especially with not wanting to cover up too much of the background because, it is partly the gel printing challenge. So I want to still be able to see what I did for the gel print. So I was very eager to play like a full-size page. So that is what I'm doing here. And the collage sheet is a little bit smaller than what the book is. So I just took my Posca and went around the perimeter of the page in black. So it's just like my page has a black border. And that was all I did. And it was great. Like I've never done this before where I had a background all ready to go. And all I had to do was just put a focal point and add a little bit of extras and a quote. So it was great. It was weird because I'm not used to it, but it was great. So for this page, I'm going to use all of my own collage sheets because, again, I want to show you how they can be used. And if you're on Instagram, not a whole lot of people are actually using the hashtag, but you can follow it just in case because some people are. LushUs prints, and then you can see how other people are using it too. Sometimes people also use the hashtag Denise Lush inspired, so I don't know, maybe you might find some there. I haven't checked that one for the collage, but there's a lot of really great things showing up on Instagram with the sheets. It's amazing. Can't say enough. So anyway, trying to remember when I did this page. I did it, oh gosh, I can't remember when I did it. I don't know if it was on the weekend. I really don't know. I think I had like somewhat of an idea of what I wanted to do, like loosely. I think I knew I wanted to make a house for some reason. I don't know why, but I didn't want it to be just like a regular house. So I took the eye that's in the shape of a rectangle and I made that the house part. And then I took one of the cone sheets for the roof. And first I thought it was going to be down along the bottom and there would be a scene and maybe I would put a quote up top or something, but I wasn't liking that. So it's not what I end up doing. And I thought this little chickadee could use a little more feathers. So I'm taking the flower petals from the bullseye and I'm going to use those to add some embellishments. I'm sorry, I just sneezed a little while ago, so now my nose feels funny. So if I'm talking a little different, that's why. I have my window open because the weather is absolutely beautiful here today. It's like, I think it was like 20 degrees and it's amazing. One second. Okay, hopefully that's better. I blew my nose because it was driving me nuts. Okay. Like you need to know what I did, right? I didn't even have to say just a minute. I could have just paused it, came back, and you wouldn't have known. So anyway, I wanted to use the Brussels sprouts. Like everybody's using them and loving them. And I love that they love them because I did too. I didn't know what I was going to do with them, but I wanted them included. So I thought I would use them like clouds. That's what came to mind when I saw them. And then I thought, hey, the house can go in the clouds. right? It's collage. You can do whatever you want. Oh, just a little tip here. I have this tape runner, and I use like non-permanent, I think it's called repositional adhesive. And I love having it because one thing that annoys the crap out of me when I'm doing collage, like, because I'm very indecisive, so I like playing around with different ideas. I don't commit too quickly and easily. So, but when you're playing around, sometimes pieces move that you don't want to move, and it can be very frustrating. So a repositional tape runner allows you to temporarily stick, and I don't tape the whole thing. I just put a little bit on the back, just enough for it to stay on the paper. And you can, if you change your mind, like, you can lift it and put it somewhere else. And then when you have everything where you want it, you just simply take it up and put a permanent glue on it and put it back down, and it is done. I find it just so, I don't know, convenient, helpful. Like, it's just great. I just love it. It takes away some of the frustration, like, of losing pieces or them moving, and my memory, I can't always remember exactly how I had something. I am getting better though, because I'll remember to take pictures, or I don't have to worry about it so much because I use the tape runner. But it is great. I strongly recommend it if you do a lot of like paper piecing and collage and stuff like that. I found it to be very helpful. So now that I know where everything is going, I am gluing it down, and I like to use a glue stick for my collage. I do believe first when I started out, like a few years ago maybe, I'm pretty sure I used to use like gel medium or Mod Podge for everything. And I look back at those journals and I do love how it looks, and there isn't a problem with them. Like, but I don't know, at some point I switched. I don't remember when or why, but I've been using glue sticks ever since. So I wanted this area where the clouds are to look flowy. So I thought, and I didn't want it bold, like I didn't want to use paper, and I didn't want to use like a paint marker or anything like that, but I wanted to still be able to see it. So I just took my Prismacolor pencils and just like very like loose and carefree, just sketchy lines, not trying to fill everything in or anything like that. And just used a few different colors, and it's not beautiful or anything, but it kind of worked. And I went over it with this really, really, really pale blue, and it's not even that it shows up a whole lot, but I mean, you can see it did something. It's almost like it helped blend the pencil lines or something. I don't know. So I went over the Brussels, and I think that was it. It was just the Brussels with like loose sketch marks. I did it with the colored pencil first, and then I just went in with a regular HB pencil. And I just wanted everything to look, I don't know, like kind of messy, but not super duper messy. Kind of like sketchy. You know what I mean? So, and you see me going over again with a black pen. I find a very fine black pen really does the trick when you want kind of like that sketchy feel. I really like it. And everybody has a different style of collage too. Not everybody likes to outline their collage pieces. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It depends on what it is and what mood I'm in and the overall look of the piece. I don't know, I just get a feel for it, and if the mood strikes, I do it. There's really no rhyme or reason. I don't know, I do what I feel. I think what really pulled this page together was when I added the quote. I don't know if it's the style of lettering I used, which was really simple. It was nothing fancy. But I don't know. And it gave me so much grief because the paint pen that I used was just awful. There's like so much paint in it, but it did not want to work properly. And I had a heck of a time. But I do love how it turned out. Now, these chalk markers, they are awesome. And I can't remember if I got them on Amazon or at the dollar store. I feel like it's Amazon though. And the brand name is Kassa. And they're a liquid chalk marker. And I love them. Absolutely love them. So this is the marker that was giving me grief. So as you can see, I would keep having to pump it off on the side, and so much paint would come out. Like, it was clearly working, but when I would try to write with it, it would just act like there was no paint. So I kept pumping it off to the side and then dipping the marker in that pile of paint to get it on the nib so I could write with it. It was so much fun. So like I said, I didn't do anything fancy for this lettering, but it helped having a thicker marker nib because it was giving like a bolder font. But then when it was done, I went in with that fine black pen and I just outlined the letters. So then that made it kind of look like, you know, I drew the block letter and then colored it in or something, and it just made it look more than what it was. And then I went in with a Copic in a somewhat light gray and add shadowing, and it just made a world of a difference. Like, the outlining and the shadowing just made this quote pop. Like, it gave it dimension. It just made it look so much more impressive than what it is. So just a tip to try and see if you like it. Like, just do your quote plain like this and then do the outlining and the shadowing and see how much of an effect it has for you. So I didn't want to fool around with what was on the page a whole lot. Like, I just wanted to do this one, like leaving the initial page mostly as it was and just play with it that way. So the only thing I did was add a little bit of color here and there just to make a few things pop. And I will see if I can find the markers. I'm going to jot this down now so I can remember I said I was going to do this. I'll see if I can find on Amazon the chalk markers. And I know I've linked this pen before that I'm using, but I will see if I can find it again. I love these pens. I didn't even pick it out. My husband bought it for me, I think it was 2 Christmases ago. He bought like a pack of them. I can't remember how many came in a pack, but it was a lot. And I'm glad because I love them. They are great. Like, they're great for this stuff, and they're great for like bullet journaling because it has such a fine nib. I think it's like 0.25, which I love. My husband doesn't get it. He came in to use a pen and he picked up one that was 0.25, and he's like, what? How can you even write with this? You can't even see it. But I love it. I've always loved a fine pen. So in this little empty areas, I thought I would just add a little bit of scroll. Like I wanted something in the background, but I didn't want it to be, I wanted you to be able to see it, but not for it to be super bold and visible. So I went with a pink on pink. And then I just went around it with, that's a, what is it? A white pastel? No, charcoal. A white charcoal pencil. And I was surprised how well it worked. So you can see the font even looks good right now with just having the outline. Like it already looks better than what it did first. But when I go in with the shadowing, and I don't know if it'll show up as much on the video as it does in person, but I don't know. I love how it turned out. And the quote reads, I felt this very good for right now. I think it's only half of it showing now. Let's see if I can remember it properly. But it says, when the power of love overcomes the love of power, the world will know peace. And I was going to add in that little black part, but will that ever happen? But I just kept it as was, and I didn't want to, I felt like adding that little bit just would have brought down the whole thing. Like, I know you can already feel, you read the quote and you can feel what's going on in the world, but I don't know, just adding that little bit of extra, I felt just really would have ugh. You can put messages across, but at the same time, you don't want to be super depressing. So I just left it with the quote, and then I filled in the black with a little bit of doodling. This one, it's a Zentangle. It's called, I believe, Wormhole. And I love it, but I am not good at it. I'm really not. And I'll look at an example of it and I'll try it, and every time I know I'm doing something wrong. Obviously, because mine looks nothing like them. But I don't know. I just love it, and one day I will master it. I should probably practice it, but I never do. And I just did a few more doodles up top, and I colored those in a little bit. I have another page that I did too, but it still needs some editing before I'm ready to share. And it's hard. I have so much to share. With doing the gel printing challenge and doing a video for it every day, it's I'm already posting a video every single day. So then I feel I don't want to post too much. I don't really like posting something more than once a day, because I feel like if you post something, the first thing you post that day gets lost and forgotten, or maybe not even noticed. And as soon as that second one comes out, it's oh, you did post another video? So I don't want you guys to miss out, and I don't want to overwhelm you. I already feel like one video every single day is probably too much for me, but it's the gel printing challenge, so it won't be a normal thing. So here it is. I hope you can see that font, and I just, oh, I love it. I know it sounds a little bit conceited, but I don't know, I just like it. And it's so simple, you guys. Like, if you struggle with lettering, do this one. Like, it's messy and it looks great messy. So I challenge you to give this font a try, because I think it will give you a lot of confidence in your hand lettering. And I've talked so much that I have to make this video longer somehow to fill in the black space. So I think I'll just put my pictures up there for a little bit longer. And now I'm going to shut up so I can end this video. Talk again soon. Bye. Thanks so much for stopping by. Let me know if you like my videos by leaving me a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can also head over to my Instagram account and say hi to me over there. If you have any video requests, leave a comment down below and I'll see what I can do. And don't forget to check out my other videos.